in The Romance of Magna Rubio when we were at Laguna Playhouse. That's how we met. I think it was over the summer. Sometime in August, I got an email from him. He said they were doing 12th night, but I'd be interested in playing Feste. I said, sure.
So, have you ever been in an all-Asian cast before?
Yes. The first one was with National Asian American Theater Company, and that was School for Wives. What else? Dog Eaters, Public. That was an all-Asian cast. And there's a Magna Rubio. I've done a lot of work with OBIE Theater Company and National Asian American Theater Company.
So how has this experience kind of been different from your previous
How is it different?
cast experiences?
I would say this would be the first. Well, no, that's not true. This is not the first comedy. This is the second comedy, but I'm working with basically I'm working with friends, so it's a lot of fun.
No, I can tell you guys have very good.
Oh yeah, it's just like hanging out.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
It is.
Was it challenging to kind of reimagine Shakespeare into
The
60s?
thing about Shakespeare is that it's the language is massive.
Yes.
And it is like it's often feels like acting in a different language. We could be doing, I don't know, we could be doing it in German and it would still be the same. But it's peeling off the layers of the onion. And once you understand what the character is, and then you realize, well, yeah, that's the brilliance of Shakespeare, by the way, is that once you've gone inside the character, then you actually understand what he's saying, what has been written. Whereas if you read it off of the page, it's very hard to understand. And a lot of the time you realize this is why Shakespeare's you study Shakespeare. If you're an actor, you have to study Shakespeare because it's like an endless acting workshop, endless, and then it's very challenging. I'm terrified.
Really?
I'm scared of
Really?
Shakespeare. It terrifies me. I've done Richard III, Midsummer Night's Dream. This is my third full-out production.
So does putting it in Hong Kong and setting it in the 60s give you more pressure, or does it ease it a little bit?
Actually makes it a lot easier because now you're in a period in the 60s. Now you have to imagine yourself in the 60s. You have to imagine your character in the 60s. What kind of Feste is a character that plays Feste, and he's a clown. What kind of clown is he? Now we're looking at images of Bob Dylan. We're not talking about circus clown. We're talking about a. They call him a fool, but he's not really a fool. He's like the voice of reason in the play, much like the way folk singers are voices of reason. And a lot of the time we say, oh well, he's a drunk. He doesn't know anything because he calls the establishment on their mistakes. He tells it like it is. He puts everybody's feet back on the ground.
Adding depth to the fool.
Well, actually, fools are they're the very core of a character. What's happening to the fool or to the clown is not funny to the clown. It's painful. If you slam into a door, to everybody else it's funny, but to the person slamming into the door, it's painful. So understanding those inner workings helps a lot in when you start playing with the words.
So do you prefer to play these sorts of roles then?
I would play any roles if offered to me. Let me put it that way. If I
It's a great attitude.
you know, as an actor, you always have those like quote unquote dream roles, but it's what you make it. Who was it? Was it Laurence Olivier who said there are no small roles, only small actors? You know, so it doesn't matter if you have one line. Like what can you do with that one line? Doesn't matter if you have the whole page, but if there's a lot like Shakespeare has a lot of these monologues. It's massive. It's difficult to find when you're doing the monologue. It's actually the character's thoughts. When we're walking around having these problems in our heads, we don't walk around this. You know what I mean? It's like if you're there's a challenge that you're trying to deal with at that particular moment. People are very quiet. People just stare into deep space, into space, because you can't do that on stage. So the stage has to be more active. So finding that part of it, knowing the what's going on inside of the character, and then presenting it out on stage using the text of Shakespeare. And a lot of the time, as soon as you get to that core of it, very much like the clown, once you get to the core of the clown, then the job gets easier. It's easier to make it funny, because it's a very thin line between tragedy and comedy, so you just have to tilt it just a little bit. And then there you go.
Well, what you showed us today was fantastic. So just one more question. I know you've been working in the industry for a while now. Have you seen any sorts of changes or progress as far as opportunities for Asian American actors?
Yes and no. I feel like a lot of the breaks that Asians have had were brought about by Asians. When I started out, which was it was very hard to get a part. My challenge, I can only speak for my experience. My challenge was I couldn't get cast as Asian. I'm Filipino. I'm not Asian enough when I go for the Asian parts, because there's also this image of what an Asian should look like and how the Asian should act and behave, especially for Asian men. It's very hard. Asian women, it's gotten a little bit easier, but still the roles that we're able to do, they're still few and far between. It's still an uphill battle. While there is. And it's also, how do you define improvement? Is it because now we have Sandra Oh on television? Is that improvement? Why do we not have a full-out Asian cast? Why do we not have East Asian major parts in television, in film, and stage? And why are there still non-Asians playing Asian roles? You know, that kind of thing. It's still a challenge. So doing the Shakespeare with a full-out Asian cast is a very strong political statement. It's that we can do this too. You know, everybody does Shakespeare. Every acting student has to study Shakespeare. Every actor has at one point or another have to do Shakespeare. We can do it too, and we're very capable. And this is an incredible cast, really, really strong cast. So I think people will really enjoy watching this. What you saw today, it's just like a taste. That's just like a taste. It's not even, yeah.
So you know what? Thank you for your contributions and for sharing your thoughts with us. Would you like to just introduce yourself one more time and give a little bit of information on the performance?
Hi, I'm Jojo Gonzalez, and I play Feste at 12th Nights at the ArcLight Theater with the Leviathan Lab Productions. Come see it. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
Thank you, Jojo.
Thank you.